Yes, it is time up for 2017, today being the 27th of December 2017. My name is Michael Jordan Lukoma, coming in with news tonight, and I'm here with Wycliffe Pukenya on the sign language side. Thank you so much for joining. This is what we have for you this evening. In our first story, Mulago Accident and Emergency Unit has received overwhelming numbers of patients this festive season compared to the previous years. The area manager of the emergency unit and principal nursing officer, Nasuna Benedict, says that they received 43 patients only on the 26th, majority being road traffic accidents. A reporter talked to the official, and this is what she has.
The Accidents and Emergency Unit at Mulago Referral Hospital has been overwhelmed by big numbers of patients this festive season. The hospital on 24th alone admitted 27 patients due to traffic accidents, with border riders being the main source of the disaster. Most of the injuries are head-related fractures.
When he's painted on the road, when he was bleeding seriously, and from there, look for the border, we went to the other new hospital, Chirudo, and from there in the morning, they referred us to come here in the main. As we got it around midnight there, the information.
Kunzita kunfumita nnyo jjukira ennyama yavuddeyo nsigaza ggumba wano ebweru bwandege tubadde tuva kamwokya.
A nursing officer at the casualty ward, Katerega Florence, says on Christmas Day they received 16 patients and one of them died of border injuries.
Police around 1 p.m. was riding a motorcycle and knocked by a truck. He had severe head injury, cervical injury, and the abdominal trauma. When we did the abdominal ultrasound scan, we had blood in the abdomen. So we lost him within that 30 minutes of resuscitation. He wouldn't survive. We tried our best.
She, however, advises people to avoid drinking and driving, avoid dark corners and moving late in the night, especially in the New Year festivities.
Maybe to avoid the areas which are hidden areas, because that's where most of these people which you see and those bad people wait for them. Beat them, grab their properties, and they leave them at times dead or at times severely injured.
Naomwena Janet, a nursing officer in the emergency admission ward, says they received 10 patients on Christmas Day, admitted some and discharged others.
On 25th, the patients, we had 10 patients. Our patients were well managed.
On Boxing Day, the hospital admitted 43 patients, most of whom were men. Nasuna Benedict is the area regional manager, Accidents and Emergency Unit, Mulago Hospital.
About 35 men and female were 8. They admitted 31 and they discharged 13. Those who were admitted on those wards, trauma, neuro, were 9. And those who were discharged were 7. We had no death. And the majority were road traffic accidents. We sustained injuries, head injury, abdominal injury. Some got fractures of both lower limbs and upper limbs. And others were assault.
I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gwitabinji in Mulago.
Yes, welcome back from the break. This is news tonight. Now, Uganda has recently trended globally, but for wrong reasons. This followed a fracas in Parliament where honorable members engaged in a fist fight. The fiasco witnessed over the past 3 months, with fist fighting on the floor of Parliament, use of derogatory language, a concern that attracted intervention by security organs. An observation made by Jackson Onyango is all in this report.
September 17, 2016, the 10th Parliament had barely been in office for 4 months, but the day turned into one that will live to haunt the country. Nachi former Member of Parliament Kafero Sochitolko was denied an opportunity to introduce a bill to amend provisions of the Constitution by increasing the retirement age of judges and removing term limits for commissioners of the Electoral Commission.
The duty of tenure of judges is very important. Those activities can only come when you will be given.
Because I still need to be guided. What is the urgency with the judiciary?
A heated afternoon debate left the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, with one choice: to make pronouncement of a decision that swayed the charged House. Unfortunately, the wording of the ruling set into motion and justified an acrimonious path for the country in as long as the bill was mentioned.
So what we demand from you, bring a comprehensive proposal so that all can be addressed. I will not be able to stop amendments from bringing another amendments. And I said the President.
The National Resistance Movement government stood with the Speaker in discarding Sochitoleko bill.
I mean, Sochitoleko's motion at that time, when he brought it, was not including pertinent issues touching the electoral processes.
The sitting agreed on a curtailment-stopping amendment of the Constitution by bits and by an individual, and so the ball was in the hands of government to table the omnibus amendment. This pronouncement set Parliament into a trap through choreographically laid out bait by those frightened that the bill would metamorphose into remove of constitutional age limit for the President. Majority of the opposition and a section of the National Resistance Movement lawmakers upheld amending the Constitution at one go.
I'm the Prime Minister of this country. They made a promise to the country that this committee, which had traversed the country collecting people's views, was not doing that work in vain. They undertook to bring comprehensive constitutional amendments through a review commission.
But there is divergent opinion to the meaning and interpretation of an omnibus amendment, contrary to the majority understanding.
The amendments which we needed comprehensively are those which are referred to in the Supreme Court after that ruling of the Supreme Court, that there is need for ample time to amend a number of sections in the law. So those ones, that's why we agreed that they must be brought comprehensively. But this one of the land which was brought, it was brought by the executive government. But of course you can see when it's meeting a dead end.
A few months later, Moment of Reality caught up with Parliament to disprove the resolution that was based on trust and not hinged on procedure and set principle rules under which the House operates. Unforeseen bitter reality that the lawmakers should have been in the know is that the decision for the resolution was not binding. July 13, 2017, the executive moved in to propose amendment of a single article of the Constitution.
I beg to move that the bill entitled the Constitution Amendment Bill,
Article 26 of the Constitution, was sought for amendment to allow central and local governments to compulsorily acquire land.
Is it procedural right for the Attorney General to defy the directive of the Speaker and the orders of this House to come up with a bill that is intended to amend the Constitution in piecemeal?
Members, I don't know what is contained in the bill. I think let him present it, and our committee will tell us what to do with it.
Amidst flared tempers at the committee level,
the issue was the middle ground. The House unanimously resolved, and the Minister considered that we shall withdraw this matter and present all amendments. Now it is over 9 months ago.
Are you going to run into the same roadblocks you're trying to avoid by doing piecemeal amendments that are going to affect various provisions of the Constitution?
If Parliament cannot say we can report integrity, who is going to protect the integrity? Exactly.
Chairperson League and Parliamentary Affairs Committee Jacob Both decried lack of enabling provision to stop processing of the bill.
I was the one who can raise the first question. The same house processed this bill. Yes. The same house where we all belong. The contradiction is not from government. If it is from government, has also caused a contradiction here in our house. This is a committee of the house. The house sent the work to us. Now you are moving a motion here to send it back.
Not to the house. With interruption from the rowdy members, appropriate response as to whether the committee was supposed to dismiss the bill was never again referred to, and thus the League and Parliamentary Affairs Committee went ahead to scrutinize the proposed amendment. Igara Westlake's letter, Raphael Majezi, proposed to amend Article 102B of the 1995 Constitution as amended, providing for age cap for persons eligible to stand for president. Even at this moment, opponents of the bill had not yet given up. The effect of the issue threats by the contenders has had security beefed up in and around Parliament. However, heckling and chants in attempt to block the tabling of the bill for the first reading earns 25 legislators suspension in a nasty way, forcefully ejected from the chambers by operatives the security organs have disowned. Scores were injured in the scuffle. It is observed and agreed that constitutional amendment was a contentious subject. However, the degeneration of the peaceful atmosphere to the extent of fist exchange is largely a fulcrum of a failed adherence to rules, which exacerbated into choreographed moves, connivance, and coercion by either side of the House. Onyango Jackson, reporting for UBC TV in Kampala.
In business news tonight, small-scale traders want licenses as a way of securing their recognition by the Kampala Capital City Authority. The norm is only sizable traders are eligible to get trading licenses, a status some small-scale operators feel marginalized. We spoke to Sulaiman Mulema, an engineer specializing in repairing watches, and this is what he has to say about licensing.
Mulema Sulaiman has been in the business of repairing watches for close to 3 decades. Small as it is the only income-generating activity Sulaiman Mulema does day in, day out. However, there are challenges that, if not resolved, might push him out of the business. Peter Kauju, the Kampala Capital City Authority spokesperson, says there are no licenses issued to briefcase businesses.
That someone must have a place of abode, the business must have a place of abode for it to be given a license. So we can't find you under a mango tree and we issue a license. That is out of the law.
In comparison with other businesses in the same sector, Nalwanga's business is licensed, though she feels double taxed.
Omusolo twasasulanga gwa ttaala, kwera kibuga, kulongoosa kibuga nga kye kituweesa ezo ssente, kye kyateekesawo ogwo omusolo. Naye ate kakati osasula ogwo omusolo ate ne bajja bakusaba ez'akasasiro buli mwezi. Kwegamba nze ndabanga aba City Council nabo batulyaza amaanyi.
License yen oba omusolo gwonna oweebwa receipt. Era bwe tuba tuzze okunoonya oba okunoonyereza okulondoola ebintu bino oba tuba tulaba ekipapula ekyo kye twakuwa. So muntu bw'agamba nti asasulira misolo ebiri ayinza okuba nga alina ky'ataamanya naye nga tetukyajinga bantu mirundi ebiri.
Kampala Capital City Authority issues mandatory licenses to control activities in the city.
Niba kusanga mu ndange na kujjayo. Nagamba toyina license naye nga bazituma. Twagala ozisasula.
Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
And now, welcome to Sports News Tonight. Residents of Kayunga, Bukoloto village were thrilled by motocross in an entertainment by youngsters exhibiting talents and skill. This was during a Christmas party for the elderly organized by the Madada Foundation.
It's not business as usual as organizers of events hire senior riders to entertain revelers with jingatic riding skills. This time round, it was the young lads who took over center stage. His favorite 7-year-old Rahim Chobe, a primary 3 pupil, explains how he developed interest for the sport.
My dad took me every race to watch children driving motorcycles. So I got inspired and I wanted to drive motorcycles like them. So my dad, I begged my mom and daddy and they bought for me a little motorcycle. That's how I learned to drive a motorcycle. After that, I drove it for a little time and they bought for me a big one.
Being a talented biker, he faces constraints that hinder him to achieve more in the game.
Sometimes I fall down and I get injured. That makes me to not ride against some competitions because I have to be in the hospital for a long time. And sometimes my motorcycle gets spoiled when I'm riding. And I can't drive in other races because I need it to drive in other races. I can't drive without it because I don't have anything to drive.
The upcoming champion requests members of the public to fund him so that he can achieve his dream of being a champion.
So who is watching UBC TV, I beg you to come and help me with my friend because we need more training, attires and financial support.
Rahim won his first medals during the Mbiko Ginger race when he finished second and also in the just concluded race in Kayunga where he emerged third. For UBC, Helen Barbara, Jizamba.
Rahim there becoming an inspiration himself after getting inspired some time back. Thank you so much, Helen. But away from inspiring story of Rahim, the Federation of Uganda Football Association, that is FUFA, has affirmed the announcement of the new Cranes head coach this Thursday afternoon, with the forwarded to the government of Uganda, who will further discuss the remuneration of the new coach. Interim head coach Moses Bassena faces a stern challenge from the 3 non-Ugandans. Frenchman Sebastian Desabre is joined by Jonathan MC Kinstry, a Northern Irish, and Emilio Ferreira from Belgium in the race for the top seat left vacant after July of 2017 over unpaid wages. The new coach will handle the Uganda Cranes at the 2018 African Nations Championship in Morocco. With Zambia, Namibia and Cote d'Ivoire currently, 30 players have been summoned and will undergo training starting next week.
FUFA House, and the time for the announcement will be 2:30 in the afternoon. So we do urge members of the media and even the public to remain very calm as we move towards to the announcement of this of the next coach of the Uganda Crane. The training will start on Thursday, and as you're very much aware, that has already been named by Moses Bassena, who is in the interim basis as the coach of the national senior team, and we believe that whoever comes in as the next coach will be also following what has been named for him.
Yes, that is how we come to the end of news tonight. My big stories tonight were for the 2 sportsmen, that is George Ware and the young man Rahim, who is an inspiration after him being inspired by other people. We thank you so much for being part of the bulletin and all our programs. We wish you the best of the night. From me, Michael Jordan Lukuma, Wycliffe Pukenya here, and the whole team, it's a good night.